Joined now by Hannah Storm, SportsCenter anchor. And Hannah, can you believe it's been a year since you've been here at ESPN?
No, I can't. It took me 3 weeks how to figure out, this place is so big, how to get from where I do all my writing to the set. So, once I did that, the time flew by. But it's been great. I mean, let's see, SportsCenter AM has been on for about a year. Our ratings are great. We've become this really nimble vehicle for breaking sports news, and it continues to be a real challenge every day and a very rewarding show to be on.
What's been the biggest difference? You've worked in sports before, but previous you worked at CBS Morning News and the news there. What's been the biggest difference in terms of the news side and now the sports news side for you?
I think that, and I know this is going to sound really odd, but I feel like in doing interviews at CBS News in the morning, maybe broke more news in terms of interviews and answers that you would get maybe from certain people, exclusive interviews that you would done. Those would sort of, maybe cross the wires. They would make the AP wires. They would enhance stories. Whereas here, I think I'm actually handling a lot more breaking news and exponentially more breaking news. 7 to 9 in the morning, not a lot happens. 9 to 12 in the morning in the sports world, an awful lot happens.
Are you surprised by that?
I was shocked by how much. This is not, I would say this is a scores and highlights show, but it's so much more. It's really a vehicle for all the breaking news to blow that out in terms of everything from suspensions and court appearances and tragedies and firings and injuries and press conferences. And I mean, it is the show that we sort of start out with every day as a guide that usually changes quite a bit through the course of the morning because of all the breaking news that happens.
How's it working with Josh?
Josh is tremendous. He's got a great sense of humor. He's really smart. He's really funny. The only problem is sometimes he really makes me laugh, and I have to fight to keep a straight face. Sometimes, an almond will go flying across the set or something, but he's really fun to work with intellectually. We're on the same plane, and I think our sense of humors are the same. And, he's tall, which really helps.
A lot was made here. We were able to, on our website, to live blog the workshop here this week. And a lot is being made with social media, Facebook, Twitter. Do you feel that you, even though you're on a set for 3 hours, there's a way for you to get some of that breaking news from other people through those social media outlets to you can pass on in the SportsCenter broadcast?
Oh, sure. Well, we use Twitter quite a bit. And I think that a lot of people are breaking news on their own blogs because they like to control their message. So it could be, Lance Armstrong uses Twitter quite a bit. There's a lot of Twitter reaction. That's nice. But there's also Twitter news. There are events that are generated by Facebook. I think Michael Beasley. People found out that he was in trouble because of what he was communicating on a social networking site. So I do think that that is an incredibly important part of what we do. A lot of news is also breaking on blogs. Tiger Woods has a blog that he likes to put his news on. And I think it's a really effective way for athletes and people in sports to control the message. Twittering during games and at halftime and things like that, leagues are starting to come around and come down on that. And I think that was sort of novel and cute at the beginning, but that's something that we're probably going to see go away.
How do you see your SportsCenter evolving? It's been a year. How do you see it maybe for the next 12 months? Or is it really tough to tell with technology? And I mean, we talked again about that virtual reality thing.
Right. It's always changing. It'll continue to change. And I think that technology, whether it be, what we're able to do with our big video screens in the back and moving those around or some other new kind of technology. I mean, our SportsCenter has visually changed the way a lot of things are done, even, down to our camera shots and how we are moving all over the studio. I think the attitude of our morning SportsCenter is sort of animal unto itself. It definitely has its own personality. It's very anchor team driven, which is nice. There's sort of a tandem. People are used to seeing Josh and I, and they sort of get invested in seeing those two people there every morning. So there's, I think, a personal connection. I would like to see us more, and I think we will more go after newsmakers. So rather than maybe, if something happens the night before, the unassisted triple play, maybe it's the guy who was in the middle of that or something like that. I'd like to see us try to get more athletes and people out of bed in the mornings to talk.
Why not them?
I know. And the funny thing is, we get up at 4:30. We're like, this is no big deal. But of course, in the real world, people like to sleep in. So that's the only thing that's working against us. But I'd like to see us go more for the source of some of the news, especially because we're reporting it the next morning. I'd like us to get more players and coaches and managers. And I think once that ball starts rolling, I think that people would kind of, get in the mode, or they're like, I'll chat with Hannah or Josh on the phone for a few minutes this morning. It's not going to kill me, So I'd like to see us move more in that direction.
Hannah, thank you.
Thanks. Right. I appreciate it.